Okay, we're at 8507 Confederate. Here's an overview of the risk lost location. The purpose of this video is to document the outcome of a repair attempt should it be needed by the adjuster. This is an Allstate claim, and today is July 18th, 2022. We'll be sending a copy of this email to the insured as well as to the adjuster over at Allstate. Just a general overview of the roof here. There's been a combination of wind and hail on this roof. It should be noted that there's just a significant buildup of granule material in the gutters here. Significant. And when you look at the actual shingles themselves, there's areas that are almost completely bare. You can see the fiberglass mat down into the shingles. There's some sunlight glistening. We believe that a lot of the bare spots there are hail strikes, and the gutter is full of the granules which fell off, resulting from the impact to the slopes. I'm going to attempt to keep this video rolling just so that there's no breaks or pauses. Here's an example of some wind damage on the front. Actually, there's so much granule loss that you almost can't see the creasing. This one's fractured. There's a crease right here. You see where the teeth of the shingles are buckling, and loss of granule right in that area there. There's a number of shingles here that are coming up systematically. Here's a section here where they're starting to, there's no the adhesive has failed. Okay, here we have a shingle. It's going to be a replacement shingle, just not for the sake of matching. These shingles are very old up here. There's not going to be a match available, but we will obtain an ITEL if it's needed. And here's an overview of the back slope. The granule is a little bit more intact here. But you can see here that in the soft metals, there's evidence of debris or hail or a number of other items that could be a factor there. The vents. More hail. More hail. More examples of hail. More examples of hail. Here on the back slope, this is a shingle we identified with some wind damage. You can see that there is a crease in there. The shingle is broken in the middle, probably just because it's so brittle. Again, some loss of adhesion there. So what we're going to do is attempt to replace this shingle here. We're going to take out the fasteners. We're going to pull that shingle out and observe the outcome, what happens to the other shingles as a result. And again, I'm going to leave this rolling. Let's make sure I'm aimed the right way here. So this is the damaged shingle right here. So we're gonna try to get up under here and gently I've got a smaller, sharper tool here that we'll use. Okay, so some of the adhesive is extremely bonded here. So we're just trying to be as gentle as possible to try to cut through the bond without damaging the shingle above or below. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. Okay, we've got that one loosened up. All right, so here's our damaged one down here, and we're gonna have to loosen a little bit here because the shingles overlap. Okay, come on now. All right, now the nails actually go into the next shingle up. Okay. The glue is very bonded and very hard. It's no longer pliable. The seal strips. So we're trying to do everything we can to not do additional damage. That one cut through the shingle. So here we go. We're loosened up. Gotta get a little bit more over here. Okay, so here we go. All right. Okay, so while the camera's rolling, again, here is the shingle we're working on here. We have to loosen the strips on these shingles above so we can get to the fasteners that hold that in place. In the process of doing this shingle here was really brittle. It got cut. We were not using any kind of like extreme or excessive force here. Also, the shingle here, so we're 2 shingles up from the one that's getting replaced. This one here broke right there. Part of that has to do with the shingles, the glue is actually so strong, it's holding everything in place. So we actually pulled the glue strip and it's down to the underlayment here in this case. You can see here that these shingles are nailed in really well. They're not overdriven, and from the looks of it, there's at least 5 nails per shingle on this roof system. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the fasteners that are holding this shingle in place. We'll take a look at things at that point. Apparently I dropped my flat bar when I was coming up the ladder. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. We got granules flying all over the place here from the from just some pretty easygoing manipulation of these shingles. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. Okay, so here's our damaged shingle. Again, crease line here, and it is fractured here as well. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shingles, or 5 fasteners. They were nailed properly. Here are the fasteners that they were using in the install of it. Now, let's do a comparison of the new shingle with the old shingle. I'm gonna lay the old shingle on top here. So we got a little bit of a problem in that these shingles are not the same size. Depending on the spacing of the nailing, we might be able to fit this one in up at the top. It's all covered, but definitely this shingle, the modern shingles, are much longer than the older shingles like what are on this house. All right, so let's take a look and see how it goes. Also, here in the shingles, the remaining shingles, what's happening here is we're getting some separation from the teeth. There, you see that right there? This is not an excessive bend. There's not a lot of heavy manipulation going on here. We also did get a perforation right here where the glued portion, well, you see that, it just crumbles when you're trying to touch it too much. It's looking like a case for repair on this roof is not so great based on the condition of things. You hear probably hearing the audio, the granules just falling out there. I don't know if you can see it due to the sunlight and the camera angle. So let's go ahead and attempt the replacement of that shingle now. Hopefully the camera is still rolling. Yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah, so definitely I'm gonna have to cut the top off of this shingle a little bit to make it match the height. We'll go ahead and reduce the width down as well to get a proper match. Okay, all right, so we got it in position here. And it's time to use our fasteners and get this thing back in place. Try to get a handful of nails ready to go here. So in a normal Hague style brittle test, the kind you do when you're doing a brittle test, you would have to lift the shingles 45 degrees, which is about this much. The problem is, in order to get in there for the roofer, is that they have to be able to get their hammer up and not be striking against the edge of the shingle. So we're gonna try not to put too much pressure on these shingles and also not hit our hands in the process. Or break the shingle for that matter. And we're gonna go for 6 fasteners here on a total. Five or six. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, okay, there's an example right there. Okay, here I am talking, the camera had fallen. Okay, here's an example right here of where just holding a little bit of pressure up on this shingle, this one tore. Okay, so I'm gonna try to I try not to have any more of that kind of problem here, but this is just an example of what's going on. And I'm gonna pull the camera up in a minute and show the end result. Keep in mind that the front roof is in significantly worse condition than the back slope. And okay, we're gonna have to get up here a little bit. Okay. So here's our repair. The lighter colored shingle is the area that now has a fresh shingle. During the repair, just by lifting up on this shingle a little bit here, we ended up getting a perforation. So that shingle is now damaged as a result of the repair. And then also during the separation of the seal strip, we ended up having this issue right here because the glue is so strong it broke the shingle. Also, just simply putting my thumb right here caused this shingle to break at the edge. The other issue is that finding a matching shingle here is going to be a real issue, mainly due to the amount of wear and tear on the old roof and then the sizing compatibility. I don't know of a shingle manufacturer that still makes shingles this size. Okay, so if you have any questions, call me. My number is 410-656-9930. Love to answer any questions you have about this roof and the issues that are going on here. We do have wind damage on both front and back slopes. We have on front and back slopes. There's also collateral. We have damage on the soft metals. Here's a gutter, for example, with a nice ding on the inside. So we've had hail on the inside of the gutter there. We've had hail in the HVAC caps. There's two of them. We've had hail on the soft metal, the aluminum ridge vents, or not ridge vents, but box vents. Okay, thanks for taking time to watch this schedule. I know you guys are real busy. So have a nice day. Call if you need anything.